Landlords are the problem. 3D printing homes. The government charges too much in tax dollars. Leasing or selling crown land. I mean, you hear the conversation of housing so much. You hear our leaders bickering about it every single day. Well, tonight, we've decided to change it up a little bit. Joining us again is Jonathan Harvey and Anthony Feor to discuss the issue we all know and love, the housing crisis. But first, let's look back at the last time we had these gentlemen on the show together. Let's take a quick look.
We're all putting carbon in the atmosphere. There needs to be policies set up so that it's fair.
You can't just implement policy to make these differences and then just take money out of people's pockets to solve the problem. It is not going to fix it.
We are lagging in this country on research and development, and I am a huge proponent of spending those dollars on research and development.
Tonight, you're in for a unique discussion, I can't lie. Not one, though, filled with he said or she saids, but rather a focus on solutions. So with that being said, let's finally start firstly with some of the hottest takes in the housing conversation today. First off, gents, welcome to the show. It is so good to have you back.
Thank you for having us back.
Okay, so one of the things, you guys said you were both landlords, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you might agree on this, but landlords are the problem. I actually got a lot of comments here. One saying, step one, no more landlords. Step two, system fixes itself. Is that true? Are landlords the problem with this housing conversation or crisis?
Very extreme. So I totally disagree with that statement.
Okay,
Absolutely.
but is like, Jonathan,
Yes.
as a landlord,
Yeah.
do you see the side where landlords are the problem?
No, I don't
At
actually.
all.
No. So here's the thing. You've got your interest rates, which are affecting the cost of rent and the
But
cost
is
of
it
homes.
as easy to say that?
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
interest
There's
rates?
more to it. Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
okay.
That's definitely a contributing factor. There's also a supply and demand issue. There's not enough. There's simply not enough, which also drives prices. Here's the third reason. People can't afford to buy homes. When you add those three things together, you have a market. The economics within the market drive prices up no matter what you do. It's not about landlords being greedy. The economy itself is a mess.
Okay, so one thing, Ruby actually left a comment. I know we said we don't look at the comments, but I had to for this episode because we had too many clips blow up on this. Ruby said something I actually found really interesting. A shift in mindset needs to happen with landlords. A comment I got was that houses should be for living, not for making money off of. That's a really hot take. I get it, but I'm going to be honest with you. As a Gen Z looking at this, naively living only for 20 years of my life, I'm like, wait, if we did shift that perspective and say homes are for living in and not for just making money off of, then would we not have any of these problems?
So what do we do with the generations of people who bought their houses for $95,000 and now they're worth $750,000?
Listen, I had comments on my YouTube shorts and everything saying homeowners are okay with that because they live in their home, they're happy with it. They don't need to make millions of dollars off the equity in their home.
Sure, but I think most landlords and most people who invest in real estate are using it as a vehicle for retirement. That's why I started investing in it. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a small business owner. There is no pension for me. There's no nothing. So this is what I did as a way to have a safe and secure financial future.
Which I get, but is that part of the problem?
Well, the thing is, it's one of the largest economic opportunities for the largest number of people in Canada. You can't take that away and still have capitalism and democracy. You just can't do it.
It's flat out.
Flat out.
But I also will admit on the television show that my mindset wasn't to gouge tenants for the next 30 years.
Agreed.
And take all their money and whatever.
That's a lot of landlords' mindsets, though.
Okay, however, I'm admitting publicly that's not mine. I charge fair market rent for my place. I actually lose money a month, like most investors in downtown Toronto right now. But I'm looking at it from a long-term investment point. So if you're going to get into it, you have to be into it for the long game. And the long game is residual value in 30 years.
Okay, so can I ask you guys a yes or no question?
Sure.
If we change the way that we look at housing, rather than it being a retirement plan versus a place to live, would we have these problems?
Yes.
Yeah, I still think you would.
Okay, so anyway, so voters today are voters 20 years from now. I actually sat down with the mayor of Vaughan, Stephen Del Duca, and he said something that kind of stuck with me. Can we play that?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know of a way for us to dramatically reduce the cost of housing for new entrants,
Right.
Gen Z or whoever's coming next, without doing something in a major way that also shrinks the equity that existing homeowners like myself and like my parents and others already have in their home.
So, Anthony, very similar to what you said, I mean, we can't find a way to make homeownership more affordable while then saying that the equity in current homeowners doesn't go down. There's no way. It's this or that, right?
No, but there is a way, and that would be the most draconian way to do it, is you would have to be telling millions of homeowners, you're going to have to sacrifice X number of hundreds of thousands of dollars on equity.
Should they be willing to do that, though, for their kids, for their future?
That's not a question for me. That's a question for those existing homeowners. And I think as a millennial existing in the current housing market, we're looking for our opportunity as well.
Okay, we only have 10 seconds. I'm so sorry. I'm going to ask a
buddy.
point-blank question.
Yeah.
Can any political leader fix where we're currently headed? We'll talk about this in the next segment. Yes or no?
Not quickly.
Hell no.
Okay, that's it bluntly said from
Hell
both
no.
of you. Okay, we'll be right back with what the 80s taught us about housing. You're going to love this.